Hey everyone, it's me, Express Amber. I am hopping on over to ExpressTruckTax social media pages, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of these pages, just to check in and see how you guys are doing. Today, we're going to talk about the 7 top mistakes that we see on the Form 2290. So my hope is that by doing this video and having you watch it, that you will avoid these mistakes. And I will start out by just saying that before you transmit your return, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can call our support team. We are located right here in Rock Hill, South Carolina, and you can call us and you can ask us any kind of questions you want to. So again, we want you to avoid these 7 common mistakes and be able to transmit your return and get your acceptance Schedule 1 back in just minutes. So let's go ahead and jump right into the most common mistakes that we see. There are 3 mistakes that happen very often, and the IRS has made an amendment for these 3 mistakes. But there are still 4 other mistakes that happen that there's not an amendment for, and we'll get to those in a minute. But the 3 mistakes that happen are either you file for a truck and you file for it suspended and it should have been taxable, or vice versa. There are VIN mistakes. So either you enter in the wrong VIN completely, or you just change a letter or number and the VIN is incorrect. The IRS does not check VIN numbers. However, when you go to renew your plates, the DMV checks the VIN numbers that's on your stamp Schedule 1. So it's very important to make sure you're entering the correct VIN. However, if you make a mistake on the VIN, you can file a VIN correction amendment. So that's the second type of amendment. And the third type of amendment is weight increase. So let's say that you accidentally file for a category U and you meant to file for a category V. You can just come in and create an amendment on ExpressTruckTax.com and change the weight to a higher weight class. So those are the 3 mistakes: the filed, suspended, VIN, and weight are the 3 mistakes that happen that you can correct. Now, there are 4 other mistakes that happen a lot, and some of them are avoidable, and some of them you kind of have to work around to get a corrected stamp Schedule 1. A lot of times our truckers pick the wrong first use month. So the first use month is defined as the month that you put the truck on the road. So if you're renewing your 2290 every single year, the first use month is always going to be July. July of whatever year it is your first use month. The only time this is different is if you are purchasing a truck within the tax year. So if you purchase a truck and put it on the road in December, you pick December as your first use month. February, March, whatever it is, you pick the month that you put the truck on the road. That's going to allow your taxes to be prorated, okay? So if you pick the wrong first use month, so we have a lot of guys right now, they're picking August as their first use month when really they were driving in July. So the DMV, they're going to catch that. The month and year is now on the stamp Schedule 1. So it says right there that your first use month is August. And if you've been driving for several years, the DMV is going to catch that and they're going to start saying, this needs to say July. So in order to fix it, what you need to do is you need to come back into ExpressTruckTax. You need to file another return and pick July as the first use month. Now, as far as the IRS payment, the correct way to do it is to go ahead and pay the full $550 or whatever your tax amount due is for the correct return. Go ahead and pay that to the IRS. Then you will file a Form 8849, which is a request for refund for the incorrect return. So you'll tell the IRS, okay, look, I filed for August. I didn't mean to. I paid the tax, but I want that money back because I filed for July and I paid the full tax amount here. So picking the wrong first use month, that's a sticky situation. Again, if you have questions about it, please call us before you transmit your return because it really does create kind of a mess when you pick the wrong first use month. Another mistake that we see a lot is putting the wrong name on the Form 2290. Again, the name that should be on your Form 2290 most likely should match the name that's on your IRP account. If all of that matches, you won't have any problems getting your plates renewed or anything like that. We see a lot of problems happen when your IRP account is in your business name and your stamp schedule 1 is in your personal name, or vice versa. It really does create problems. So some DMVs, they don't really care as long as you have a stamp schedule 1 with the correct information on it. They just, take it and renew your plates. But some DMVs are very particular about the name on the stamp schedule 1. So if you have an IRP account, if you're an owner operator and you're running under your own authority, your stamp schedule 1 should match what name your IRP plates are under. So again, if you file under the wrong name in mistake, then you have to come back into your ExpressTruckTax account. What you need to do is edit the business details first. And so where it says owner's name or legal name, that is the name that you need to put there. And that name should also match your EIN. If that name does not match your EIN, you're going to run into another problem here, because the name and the EIN have to match in order for it to be accepted. But once you change the business details, then you're going to click update and you're going to file another return with a different first use month for correcting the name on your stamp schedule 1. Another error that we see are payment errors with the IRS. So if you enter your bank account information on ExpressTruckTax.com and you don't have the money available in your account and the IRS tries to debit it, they're only going to try to debit it one time. If it does not come out, then they're going to send you a letter saying we were not able to get our money and you need to mail us our money. So if there are not enough funds in the account, that will happen. If you accidentally enter a number wrong in our system, again, our internal audit does not know your bank account number. There's no way for us to check to make sure that what you entered is correct. That is a common mistake that we see. And the IRS will mail you a letter. And on the letter, it will have instructions to then mail in a check or money order. Another mistake with the payment is with the EFTPS. Again, if you choose this method to pay your tax, you actually have to go log in to EFTPS to make the payment. It's not done automatically. And again, new this year for the 2018-2019 tax year, you can choose to pay the tax with your credit or debit card. That is also another website. So once you're done filing with ExpressTruckTax and you transmit your return to the IRS, you are responsible for going to official payments to make your IRS payment. So again, the payment is very important. Pay close attention when you are on that page to how you're going to pay your tax, and then make sure you follow through with all of the instructions that we give you afterward. Another common mistake that we hear, and this one comes in September normally, is, whoops, I forgot to pay my 2290. Like, what's going to happen now? This is a big mistake. You have enough regulations and taxes and registrations and all that stuff to keep up with. The last thing that you need to do as an owner operator is get behind. Once you get behind, it's hard to play catch up. And so, again, the IRS 2290 is due on August 31st. Payment has to be received by that day to be considered on time. So you have about 15 days left to file and pay before penalties begin accruing. So if you get to September 1st and you haven't filed, the penalties are higher at about 4.5%. If you don't have the money now and you file now and you can't pay by August 31st, the penalties go down to about 0.5%. So even if you file now, it's better to file now and let the IRS know that, yes, I know I have to file my taxes, and you go ahead and file and you choose check or money order, and then it just needs to be postmarked by August 31st to be considered on time. If it's after that, there will be a penalty and you will receive a letter, but it's not going to be as high of a penalty if you don't file at all. That's when you get into the high penalties. So again, this is one of the common mistakes that we see, is people who wait until September 1st, and then they're like, oh shoot, we missed the deadline. So we don't want that to happen to you guys. So make sure you file before August 31st. Okay, and lastly, the last mistake that we see that happens is people choosing to file with other e-file providers. You guys, come on. Why would you willingly choose to file with another e-file provider? We know that there are other e-file providers out there. We're not scared of them. We know that we are far better than they are. Our customer service is way better than they are because they don't even have customer service. But what you need to be careful for, and I'm serious with this, our competitors are targeting us on Google ads, Facebook ads, things like that. They are using ExpressTruckTax name to target us. And then you think you're coming to ExpressTruckTax, but you're really going to another e-file provider. That's shady, that's sneaky, and we don't like it, but it happens. Make sure that when you search for ExpressTruckTax, you really come to our webpage. Also, if you are searching for an e-file provider, search for their About Us page. If you go to ExpressTruckTax.com and you go to our About Us page, you're going to see my full team on our page. You're going to see our location. You're going to see contact us, email us, call us. These other people, they don't have a phone number. And if they have a phone number, they're not answering their phone number. So just make sure you're aware. This is very serious stuff that you're doing with the IRS. This is your personal information. And these other e-file providers out there who are sneaky and who are trying to, snake their way in, this is serious stuff. So don't make the biggest mistake of all. All these other mistakes that I talked about earlier in the video, we can fix them all. The biggest mistake is if you file with one of these other e-file providers and they can't help you fix it. That is a huge mistake that I don't want you to make. So if you make mistakes, call us. Again, we're in Rock Hill, South Carolina. We're here from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. during the filing season, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the not filing season. And we are here to answer any of your questions. Even if you do file with one of those other shady e-file providers and they make a mistake or you make a mistake, call us and we can still help you because I love you. All right, so don't forget the deadline, August 31st. At midnight. Don't wait until August 31st. Please, please, please don't wait until August 31st. And don't forget to follow us down below. Click down below to follow ExpressTruckTax. And then don't forget to click over and follow me on Express Amber. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And I love you guys. Thank you all for your business. We appreciate you. Bye.